Okay, sixth graders, here's some homework help for tonight's homework. This is due tomorrow morning, Thursday morning. Also wanted to point out really quick, a couple of you asked me about that. 2 and 5 are on page 80, those problems that I want you to do. And then, of course, you got to do the rest. Those are on the next page, 81 and I think 82. Anyways, let's take a look at here at 2.4. We're, what are we doing? We're adding and or subtracting decimals. So I'm looking at number 30 here. Let's take a look at this problem. First thing I'm going to do is read it. It says you work 1.5 hours on your English homework, and then you work 1.75 hours on your math homework. And then it gives us a clue. It says your science homework takes 1.05 hours less than your math homework. And then the question is, how many total hours do you work on your homework? Okay, so you need to find out how many hours you worked on your English, which they gave us, and your math, which they gave us, and then you have to figure out the science. So here I set something up to give you an idea on how to do this. I'm not going to do 30 for you, but I'll show you how to do it. So I just made something up here. So let's see here. I worked 4 hours on my English homework. Here it is, my English homework. I worked 4 hours in that. Well, they give you your actual hours on English. It's right there, 1.15. But I just put 4 right here. I put 4 just to kind of make it easy. And then I worked 2 hours on my math homework. Here's my math homework. And actually in the problem it's what? And 1.75 hours on the math homework, okay? So I know how much I worked on my English and my math. The question is the science. How much time did I spend on my science? And it says in here, it says your science homework takes 1.05 hours less than your math homework. Well, here's my example. So if I worked, if science took me, and in the problem it's 1.05, right here, 1.05. I made it easy. In the problem I'm making up here, I said science takes 1 hour less than math. Well, how much was math? Math was 2 hours. So if my science took 1 hour less than that, then my science homework was 1 hour. Okay? Now, I've got the total. I've got how much I worked on my English, how much I worked on my math, how much I worked on my science. And so the total work is what? 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7 hours. So there's my answer, 7 hours. And that's my answer to my made up problem. That's how you would do it. Now, of course, you're going to have to plug in instead of 4 hours, it's going to be 1.15 hours. Instead of 2 hours for math, it's 1.75 hours for math. And then with those two, you're going to then use the science, and you're going to subtract from the math 1.05 instead of my made-up problem, which was just simply 1 hour. And then you should be able to do this. And I will say that this will be worth a stick. Okay? And maybe something more if I buy some more of those apple cookies. Those are pretty darn good. So, okay, there you go. Homework help for number 30. And I gave you an example on how to solve it. You just need to put the numbers that they gave you, not the ones that I made up. Okay? All right. See you guys tomorrow.